Hello, everybody. My name is Pedro Mejia, and this is my Home and School Connections video assignment. I'm honored to be part of this important conversation around supporting English learners by leveraging their assets and strengthening the connections between home and school. Today, I'll be speaking about three key areas: culturally responsive teaching, supporting ELs in the classroom, and fostering a home and school partnership. Let's begin with culturally responsive teaching. Culture plays a huge role in how students approach learning. It shapes their values, their ways of communicating, their relationship and authority, even how they learn best, whether that's through storytelling, collaboration, or individual reflection. Cultural competence means understanding and respecting those cultural differences and using that understanding to guide instruction. For English learners, it's not just about teaching content, it's about affirming who they are. When we recognize their cultural background as assets, not barriers, we create a richer, more inclusive learning environment in the classroom. So, how do we integrate students' cultural values and beliefs appropriately into teaching and learning? It starts with listening and learning about students' traditions, holidays, language, and home experiences. For example, in a history lesson, you might invite students to make connections between their cultural histories and the curriculum at the same time. Or you could use the multilingual books or incorporating cultural relevant examples into math, word problems, and science activities, so and so and so. Creating an inclusive classroom also means designing a language rich environment where ELs feel safe to take academic risks. This includes things like labeling classroom items in multiple languages, modeling sentences frame, offering visual support, and valuing all contributions no matter how fluent they are in English. And when students see themselves and their culture reflected in the classroom, they're most likely be more engaged, participating, and achieving success. Now let's talk about the supporting ELs in the classroom. How can we support students in such ways? Every English learning student bring a unique set of strengths, needs, and identities. And that includes students with special needs. Different, differentiation is key. We can offer multiple entries points into a lesson, use scaffolds like graphic organizers, and provide visual gestures and sentences stems to support comprehension and expression. We must also be responsive to students' social and emotional needs in the classroom as teachers. Learning a new language while navigating a new culture can be overwhelming. Building relationships is crucial and critical. Greet them by name, check in with them, and offer positive feedback that builds confidence. Classrooms routines and procedures should reflect an understanding of students' social and cultural backgrounds. For example, some cultures may value group harmony over individual expression. So, giving students time to reflect before speaking or offering options of nonverbal participation like drawing or using cards can make students feel more comfortable in the classroom. Ultimately, an emotionally safe classroom is one where students know their voices matter and their identities are honored. Lastly, let's talk about the importance of home and school connections. Families bring rich fonts of knowledge, everyday skills, traditions, and experiences that influence how children learn. These might include storytelling, problem solving through daily tasks, or multilingual communication. When we recognize and build these assets, students feel stronger sense of belonging and are more motivated to learn. To build partnerships with families, we need to go beyond newsletters or emails. Two-way communication is essential. That could look like using interpreters during conferences, offering materials in families' home languages, or creating surveys to learn about family traditions and goals. Some effective engagement practices include family nights, student-led conferences, and multicultural events that invite families to share their stories and talents. It's also important to provide intentional strategies like workshops on navigation of the school system or helping with homework or tutoring for the students in order for families to understand what's going on in the classroom. And don't forget the power of community partnerships. Collaborating with local organizations, faith-based groups, or cultural centers helps us tap into a broader network that will eventually support our EL families and students. In closing, supporting English learners means valuing who they are and where they come from. No matter where they come from, we want to make sure that students feel welcome in a safe environment in the classroom. Thank you very much.